Hi, this is Ann Shepard here talking about EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique. Can you think of anybody in your world who has a habit that drives you completely bananas? My husband, for example, is completely unaware that when he's sitting there and if he's got a lot of energy or if he's in deep thought, his legs will shake. His one leg just shakes and it rattles the entire table, the room. Well, if he's sitting on a chair that's touching the floor, the shaking is transmitted, and depending on my mood, it can drive me completely bananas, or I can be fine with it. And when I'm aware of it, if I have the opportunity, I realize that it's my reaction to it that I can change. I can ask him to stop, and he does, but it's an unconscious habit. So he'll start up again without even realizing it. And I could get angry, and I did in the past, and I could rant and rave. Well, not rant and rave, but get upset. But then I realized, as with that, and as with so many other things in life, you can't really expect somebody to change because you don't like something. I mean, you could bring it to their attention, and maybe it's something they want to work on and all that good stuff. But our frustration in the world is so often just our reaction to things. And EFT tapping gives you that wedge to start looking at what your reactions are and to start changing them. So you don't have to stop your spouse from snoring. You don't have to rail on somebody to not shake their leg, whatever the habit might be. If you can master your reaction to it and change your reaction to it, the problem doesn't exist. Nothing has changed in the situation but your reaction to it. So what I would suggest is, if you are aware of something, catch something, the trigger that just drives you bananas, make a note of it. Well, you don't have to make a note of it. You already know what it is. But maybe if you're taking the opportunity, if you're comfortable in the situation with your spouse, if I'm comfortable now with my husband tapping, it's kind of tricky because if he sees me start tapping, he knows there's something that's bugging me, so it can be a double-edged sword. However, he also knows it's an opportunity for me to nip something in the bud. So if you're in that situation, great. Tap in front of the person or in the situation that's making it crazy. If not, take the opportunity to go someplace more private and tap on it. So take a note of, let's see, somebody who breathes too loudly through their nose in a business meeting. Somebody who's just a bad breather. Like, these are the crazy little things that might start bugging us. So when you have the opportunity, take a note of it and make sure, let's call this person Gary, and let's say it's loud breathing. That's the problem. So you do the whole setup phrase and the tapping for it. Take a note of it. You've got Gary, who's a loud breather, and right now you're just fresh out of that meeting and your intensity is an 8. You are really aggravated. So you start the whole tapping. Go, even though Gary has really loud breathing that drives me completely bananas, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Or, as you know, if you're not comfortable with deeply and completely love and accept myself, then you can do another more calming, or whatever you're comfortable with. So even though Gary breathes like a horse, I am still tapping anyway. Even though Gary's breathing is driving me right around the bend, I completely love and accept myself. Even though Gary's heavy breathing makes me crazy, I'm tapping anyway, and everything's okay. So some degree, some variation of the setup phrase. And then just feel it and work through it like we do with all things with tapping. His breathing drives me bananas. I really hate his breathing. Gary sounds like a horse all the way through the meeting. I can't even concentrate on what I'm saying. I can't even remember the point of the meeting because his breathing is so horrible. Work your way through, under the arm, top of the head, all the key spots, saying what's driving you crazy. Do that 3 times. Do a full round 3 times. Deep cleansing breath. Check. Drink of water. Have that handy if you can. And think about it. Feel it. Relive it. Go back into that lovely meeting you enjoyed so much. How's the intensity? Is it the 8 where you started? Is it a little bit lower? Do you need some more tapping? So just work your way through. And as with often with the unusual aspect of EFT tapping is that you get to embrace what's making you crazy and the bad feelings. Walk right into it and tap your way through. So maybe the breathing, you won't even notice it next time, or at least it won't bother you as much. So just keep working your way through and you'll discover that it's not so much what people are doing, but it's your reaction to it. Diffuse that, and you're on your way. Take care.